through in the first of these 3 matches.
And you hear the music, you know what time we do. Yo, we going from the smoke to the fire, baby.
Oh, we absolutely are, Deuce. As up next, we await the arrival of Terrale Tempo. Again, at one point in time, the man we called the best champion in hot pro wrestling. Of course, you see no gold around the waist of Terrale Tempo anymore. He's lost his last 2 outings, of course. We remember the defeat at the hands of brilliant Dylan Cavins, who took the network championship away from Terrale Tempo. Tempo tonight.
Carl took that title away from that man with what was definitely a fast count. Let's not play. And look at your boy Carl now. He looking a little shook.
Well, Terrale Tempo clearly not in a good mood as he gets ready to go one-on-one with Starboy Danny Orion here tonight.
Danny Orion, I feel bad for you. You've been throwing hands, you've been doing your thing. This ain't your night, dog. Run, just leave. They ain't paying you enough.
Well, you saw the reaction of Terrale Tempo as Matt Andrews introduced him as the former Hot Network champion. Clearly still a sore subject for Tempo.
Why you bringing it up? Why you trying to focus on the past? Just say the man's name and put some respect on it when you do.
Well, I don't give Andrews his cues. That was his call.
I bet it's inside the drawers match his shirt now.
As Terrale Tempo ready for action for the first time since that defeat at the hands of Cavins that cost him his network championship, as he awaits the arrival of a man who had a chance to become hot champion last month. Getting that title shot against Rick Savage, he was unsuccessful, however.
Yes,
but still, nonetheless, you can't deny Danny Orion and the hot streak he's been on here in hot pro wrestling.
I respect him as a man for going in there with Rick Savage, looking him in the eye and giving him that smoke. He honored the fade. He went for his. But we were reminded why Rick Savage is who he is, and everybody else are who they are. So now you go from that to a man who is disgusted by everything he sees, the entire landscape. Don't think he hasn't seen this man get an opportunity to say, yeah, that's who I want.
This is going to be a very interesting contest. You're looking at 2 competitors, both trying to bounce back from recent losses and get themselves back where they were a couple of months ago, right at the top of the ladder, seemingly, here in hot pro wrestling. A lot of championship contention you got to think at stake here.
Terrale Tempo look at this dude, looking like Prince, and say, yo, this is food. You hear this music? It ain't something, the kind of music to go make you say, yo, respect my hand. Danny Orion, yo, he got in. This ain't what you need going in there with Terrale Tempo. You should have changed it all up. You should have came with a regular leather that could be maybe a 3/4 length leather, a Steven Seagal type level. And you out here with the baby joint. Nah, not with Terrale Tempo. You look like food, dog. You can trade it for zoom zooms and wham whams with the little baby leather.
Here we go, Danny Orion, Terrale Tempo, one-on-one. Here as we continue at Hot Pro Wrestling's Bash on the Brazos II, again for the 2nd consecutive year. We are back here in the Waco Convention Center, and 2 elite competitors ready to do battle.
This is the first time we've seen Terrale Tempo since he lost that title.
It sure is.
You think you know what's going on out here? How people been snickering behind his back?
Well, I can only imagine what's been brewing in the mind of Terrale Tempo since losing that title to brilliant Dylan Cavins.
And now this dude playing, I see. See, now you think you can play with Terrale Tempo.
Oh, look at this.
This is what happens when you lose to Cavins.
That Tempo looking to stomp Orion. Orion moved out of the way, but no escape from that for Danny Orion. Big shoulder tackle from Terrale Tempo.
And I personally reported Carl Knight to the board. I said, this man brings some wild Irish rolls, and he's always trying to fight somebody. Look into this. Look at the fast count. I think it was something behind it.
Well, Danny Orion sliding out of the ring, out into the front row.
You think you feel safe or safe?
Making Terrale Tempo wait. Well, here comes Tempo. Danny Orion back in the ringside area.
He don't want that smoke. He remember how Brick Savage did him. He don't want no more of that.
Oh, look at Orion all the way up
wait a
top.
minute.
Tempo able to sidestep. But now walks right into the drop kick from Danny Orion.
Can't say the kid's not athletic. You can't say that.
A very quick kick out from Terrale Tempo. I don't even think that was a 1 count. Now, Orion following Tempo into the corner. A big knife edge chop from Danny Orion. You know, Deuce, this is the first time ever these two have met in a one-on-one matchup, and we are getting to see it here in Hot Pro Wrestling.
And this is a guy that when Terrale Tempo had the strap, was looking to maybe be one of the next contenders up. You know what I mean? So now you got them both on the other side of that, trying to be the next guy to get that opportunity.
And Danny Orion shoots himself back in, but only able to get 2 on Terrale Tempo.
Man, he dropped his body weight across him and he dropped kick on the chin.
Orion got caught there. I think he was looking for some kind of springboard off that middle rope. Tempo hops back up, dumps Danny Orion over the top rope.
He ain't like that drop kick to the chin right there. He dropped his body weight, the man drop kicked his chin. Tempo said, hold on, dog. Let's remind you who's who and what's what.
Terrale Tempo, when he was network champion, Tempo did have that shot against Brick Savage for the Hot Pro title. That was the first loss he suffered here in Hot Pro. That kind of started the recent downfall we've seen from Terrale Tempo. He's trying to get himself back on that winning track here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shame in losing to Brick Savage. Terrale Tempo understands that. They were 2 beasts, the 2 men that everybody wanted to see. But now, for some reason, people think they can play with his name. That is not going to happen. It's not going to be them kind of games. And unfortunately, Danny Orion's the one that's got to be the example laid out.
Terrale Tempo punishing Danny Orion out on the floor. You saw Tempo roll back in to break the referee's 10 count so he could continue the attack on Orion. Now, trying to throw him back in. Orion spins around, looking for a Hurricane Rana, I think, but Tempo just overpowers Orion.
He's a little too light in the draws to be doing all that to Terrale Tempo. This ain't cable.
Look, Orion gets himself back in the ring. Oh, Tempo slides back in after him, and Orion runs right into a huge clothesline from Terrale Tempo.
Yeah, he did a little Power Ranger pose, and then he got turned inside out. Zordon, we need help, dog. We need help, Zordon.
Terrale Tempo stomping away on the back of Danny Orion. Referee Carl Knight trying to back him off as Orion's in the ropes.
Yeah, I need the keys to the sword and all that, homie. I need everything. I need everything you got. He getting robbed right now, Zordon. Send help.
A massive uppercut from Tempo. Again, drops Orion. Tempo hooks the leg. Oh, Danny Orion able to kick out at 2, barely getting that shoulder up.
He did another flip. When he closed on tournaments, that was another flip. Incredible floor exercise.
A scoop and a slam from Tempo, and you could see the punishment now that Danny Orion has endured here. As Terrale Tempo going to take a moment to pose. You can see maybe kind of getting some of that confidence, some of the swagger back as Terrale Tempo that has been missing over those last 2 outings.
You gotta wonder if this kid is at 100% after what Brick Savage did last time we saw him. You know what I mean? Is he 100%? He got some heart. He going in there with Terrale Tempo, dog. He's not in there with no kind of slouch.
I don't know how. I don't know how Danny Orion could become. Oh, what a power slam from Terrale Tempo. And that might be the end for Doe. Danny Orion barely gets the shoulder up again.
I feel like that was a slow count by your man Carl. That was a slow count. That was a slow count.
Well, so far, Deuce, you've accused Carl Knight of a fast count and a slow count.
Every time. Anytime it's against Terrale Tempo, I notice it's a little something there. I think they did some beef we don't know about. Oh!
Tempo vertical suplex from Terrale Tempo, who pops right back to his feet. Again, Tempo looks to be well on his way.
I'm telling
Tempo,
you, he's the best. He said, you hear that?
I
He's the
heard
best.
him.
I'm going to tell you because you know I'm going to tell the truth. He's the best.
Terrale Tempo, again, only able to come up with a 2 count there as Danny Orion
Making it look easy.
doing a great job keeping himself in this one, but Orion needs to find a way back to his feet. Needs to get off the defensive and get himself back on the offensive side here in this match in a hurry.
And Danny Orion is one of the best prospects in the game right now. You just ain't there yet, dog.
Well, Daniel Ryan has been on quite the hot streak, you know, to the point where he was given that title shot against Brick Savage last month. Oh, look at this. Orion up, overlands on his feet, and here comes Daniel Ryan, back handspring, connects with the elbow right into the nose of Terrale Tempo. Yeah, finally, the star boy, Daniel Ryan, finding himself back in the driver's seat here.
Yo, but what is he going to do? He's doing a lot of shouting on the ground. What are he going to do when he's on his hands and feet?
From the opposite corner, charges in. Tempo sends him up and over. Orion being very elusive there.
Man, looking like a young Mayweather.
Face first off the top turnbuckle goes Tempo. Danny Orion looks like he's heading up top.
If he's going to have any chance, it's going to be using that speed.
Big high cross body block from Danny Orion.
And this is where the cardio comes into play. Danny Orion is a cardio king, but Terrale Tempo got some great cardio as well. Who's going to break first?
Orion coming off tornado DDT, plants Terrale Tempo. Is this going to be it? Is it 3 in a row? No. Tempo barely able to kick out. I thought we were about to see 3 straight losses for Terrale Tempo.
I don't see that. I don't see that happen. But Daniel Ryan, he needs these wins too. Both of these men are really desperate for a win right now.
Redemption. What's at stake for both of these competitors here? The Ryan might have done some damage to his back there trying to pick up Tempo. But it doesn't stop him from landing on his feet, and another kick connects to the side of the head of Tempo.
Daniel Ryan showing it tonight. He hungry. He hungry.
Tempo, I think, trying to catch Danny Orion. Orion trying to roll through.
Physics dictates you gonna get beat down.
Tempo bridges up. Orion able to kick out once again. Terrale Tempo, beautiful belly to back suplex there into a bridge.
Yeah, physics dictates. You try that with Terrale Tempo.
Deuce, look at this. Tempo clearly not.
Wait a minute! No!
Into the roll up.
Carl once again trying to screw over Terrale Tempo.
That Tempo.
Did you see that?
Tempo was trying to swing at referee Carl Knight.
No! Carl Knight put his nose where it doesn't belong.
Look at the crucifix. Orion hooks the leg.
Look how he's trying to fast count him. Look how he's trying to fast count him, damn it.
That looked like a fast count to me.
He's trying to screw him over again. What am I missing here? What is it about Terrale Tempo that Carl Knight has such a problem with?
I think you're seeing things, sir. That looks like a normal count.
BS! And this isn't the first time.
Well, Danny Orion heading back up to that top rope. Terrale Tempo getting back to his feet. Oh, look at Tempo jumping up to meet him with the uppercut.
Now that's why the streets root for Terrale Tempo. The man is always on our back.
Well, you see Tempo, he can't keep his attention off of referee Carl Knight.
Look at that, look at Carl getting in the way. Getting in the way. I smell the wild Irish.
Tempo kind of shoved Carl Knight there into the ropes. Orion, the headbutt sends Tempo crashing back down.
I smell the booms form on Carl all the way over here.
Danny Orion again perched up there on the top rope. Tempo trying to get back up. Here comes Danny Orion. Oh, he got caught. Tempo catches him out of the air. Oh my God, face first goes Danny Orion. Terrale Tempo is getting the victory.
He overcomes. He overcomes. They tried to hold him down and look what happened.
Terrale Tempo brings an end to his 2-match losing streak. Back in the win column is Terrale Tempo. And now, referee Carl Knight going back at Terrale Tempo. He wants him to raise his arm.
Is that not what happens at the end of the match?
Traditionally, yes.
What happens? Raise his arm and put some respect on his name.
And there is your victor. Terrale Tempo just shoved senior official Carl Knight down.
He did everything he could to disrespect him. Give him a mic.
Yeah, Terrale Tempo asking for the mic.
Get the walking, School. Get the walking. To disrespect. What you gonna do? hell out of here. He's yelling so loud. He almost lost his teeth. I seen him coming out. The disrespect.
Who you talking to? Shut the hell up. I will be hot road heavyweight champion. Whether you like it or not, sit down, shut up, appreciate it, because my performance is the greatest thing you ever seen. Play my music.
Here's music.
Well, Terrale Tempo making his intentions very clear. He still has that Hot Pro Heavyweight title in his sights. And a
And
big
why
victory
wouldn't
this is for him over Danny Orion. Terrale Tempo back on the winning track. Sights set to put gold back around his waist once again here at Hot Pro Wrestling.